Are you afraid that your relationship will not survive, that you've cheated or your spouse has cheated? This is a pretty serious issue, and cheating has all kinds of variances in it. It could be emotional, it could be you getting attention from another person or your spouse getting attention from another person. It's very serious, and it's related to a need that you have within yourself you're not getting from the relationship. And we want to talk about that today. I'm Suzette the Marriage Warrior, and I've helped many couples survive infidelity. Most people feel like they can't survive it. Most couples get so freaked out by the cheating and, oh my God, the volcano has exploded. And so I say, yes, you can get past cheating, but you got to do some things. So today I'm going to give you some tools. So watch to the end of this video to find out what you need to do in order to get your relationship back on track and your needs met. The first thing you've got to do is, if you've cheated, you've got to figure out, do you really love this spouse? That's the first order of business. And if your spouse has cheated, then you've got to address them and say, do you really love me? The first thing they're going to say is, yeah, I love you. But really, do you love me? Like, are we a good pair? Do I fit all of your needs? And do you see me in the rest of your life? Can you, if I leave the earth, are you going to just be crushed, kind of thing? Now, there's a lot of partners you can have in life, but love is a pretty chemical reaction kind of thing. You feel bonded to this person. You feel dedicated and loyal to this person. And when this person betrays you, it is devastating to the heart. It's a soul tie that y'all have coveted together, and it's way past sexuality. People can be sexual with other partners and not love them. Not saying that's a good idea to do, but you can do that. But when you love someone, that means your soul, your mental parts, your emotional parts, your future is all tied up with this person. And when the other partner cheats, that breaks all that into pieces. And it's very hard to pick up those pieces. So that's the first thing you've got to figure out if you have been the one who has cheated. Do I really love this person? And do I see my life without this person? So find that out first, and that may take some time and meditation to figure that out. You may need some quiet time to get real with yourself on this matter. And of course, if it's your partner that's cheating, then you have to get real with them as well. Now, if you love them, you have to prove you love them if you've cheated, because cheating says you don't love me. That's what it says. The other partner is going to figure out you don't love me. Then they're going to figure out, if I'm so connected to you and I could never do this to you because of my feelings of connection to you, whether my needs are getting met or not, I could not do this to you. Then you've done it to them. They're going to wonder, do you really love them? Because they know in their heart they really love you, and they couldn't do that to you. So if you decide, I really do love this person, I was really trying to meet an unmet need inside of the relationship, then you got to prove that love by starting to talk about what you do love about this person, how you are not getting a need met. Now, be careful if you're the cheater here, because the last thing you want to do is make them feel bad for your decision. And you have decided to be immoral, have a lack of character, have no regard for them, have no respect for the relationship commitment. So you're kind of in the doghouse here, and you can't blame them for a decision you make. It's just like, well, if you're an alcoholic, you say, well, I drink because my wife is griping at me all the time. No, she can't make you pick up that bottle. She can't make you do. That's a decision you're making, and it's intentional to blame her. So you got to stop the blame shifting stuff and own your own stuff, because A, you don't have self-control that you need to work on. You probably need to get some counseling and assistance to work on your self-control of your impulses. You have a lack of expressiveness in you, a lack of an ability to communicate your emotions if you got to that level, because that meant needs were going on inside of you that you were not expressing. Okay, I hear this from the guys all the time. I've told her I need more sex, or I've told her, she's doing this and that that's aggravating me. Okay, she's not a child. Okay, so you don't tell a spouse, a grown person, something one or two times and it doesn't get anywhere, and then so you go do this thing because she didn't listen. She's not a child. You're two grown adults that need to understand we have to compromise here and deal with the issue that's going on. If sexual intimacy is a problem, if sexual frequency is a problem, if criticism is a problem, you have to come together, and you as the guys, I want you to lead that, draw her in to talk about it. Okay, here's another thing I hear from the guys. Yeah, but when I try to talk to her, then she just blows up and she then throws all kinds of stuff to me. Okay, that's because in the history of the relationship, there are things that have been going on in her as she's kind of telling you. She starts kind of softly telling you that you've ignored. And you guys think that if you talk one time about a situation, it's over. And it's not. You have to check back and make sure that the pain of that issue is resolved, that that partner and yourself do not have pain that then causes resentment to one another. And then you have to be able to make sure that the issue is being dealt with, like you're seeing fruit from what y'all's decision was before when y'all had addressed the issue. Okay, so first, in proving your love, you're going to do these things. You're going to start standing up as a male who is created by God to lead and leader. You're going to tell her, we need to talk about this, and make her come to the table. Well, she's not going to talk to me. She's mad at me. I'm in the doghouse. These are the elementary things that I hear from you guys. And you got to stop acting like that child in those phrases. You have to say, I am the man, and not dominion like you're going to come talk to me, woman. But it's, I am the man. I am required to lead. Leadership is effective to men when they do it correctly. They love it. They love the feeling of it. They feel like, oh my God, I never thought I had this much power in my relationship. So this is not about you bowing down to a woman. A man can never do that. I would never encourage you to do that. That's not good. I want you to lead her into where you need her to go and draw her in. If the kitchen sink is being thrown to you and you're like throwing your hands up, oh my God, we're in another cycle. I can't even talk to you. And you walk away. You are stepping on all of the broken pieces as you're walking away. Okay? And God forbid you gaslight her when she's telling you all those things. Now, she may be gaslighting you, which I do not approve of, but you have to lead her in slowing her down, saying to her, hang on. We need to talk through that. This will make her start to feel you're trying to prove your love to her and that she is the person that you've decided you can't see your life without. Now, if she decides, well, too bad, you cheated, I'm out, let her go. But I would like you to fight a little bit for her, because remember, she's really hurting because she poured out her love to you and you basically trampled on what she poured out. So I would like you to fight back for it instead of just letting her go. And a lot of guys struggle with this. They're like, I'm not chasing her. She wants me to chase her. She's acting like a child. Okay, first of all, think about it. You caused the pain. So there's broken pieces. She's running from the pain she feels with you. And she can't believe you hurt her. So responsibility, personal responsibility and accountability is real important here if you decide to prove your love with her. Then the next thing is you need to recognize that the things that you were giving out to someone else, attention, sexuality, you're listening. Guys are like great listeners to people they're trying to pick up. Okay, y'all even know the lines that a woman needs to hear in order to pick her up. I mean, it's very narcissistic in nature. It's very emotionally immaturity. So you need to recognize that as you are giving this for your gain, you're robbing her of what she needs from you. Okay, that's why you're getting sex at night from whomever you're picking up and cheating, whatever, is because you're giving that attention to that stranger and you're not giving it to the one that has chosen to love you. So it's really important that you keep those boundaries and you recognize that you're robbing your partner of all kinds of things from you. Typically, if the relationship is in the infidelity stage on any level, emotional, attractability, spending more time with someone, all of that is still betrayal because of the robbery in it. You're robbing your partner of what they need. But you don't realize that they need the same thing you need. Y'all both need attention from one another. But because you're not expressing that to her and you're not pushing the relationship all the way to the solution and the commitment of what we're going to do in the plan of action next, you're walking away. And you're never going to solve anything by walking away. The last thing you have to do if there's real adultery in the relationship is you have to be willing to go through disclosure. Disclosure is basically confessing all the details of what you've done, because you have to give them what you robbed from them in adultery. And you didn't only rob the attention, you robbed their free will of choice by the lies. Because when you lie to someone, you are not giving them the free will of choice. When you tell them the truth of something, I'm not happy in the relationship, I really am feeling like I'm going to cheat, they get a choice of what to do at that point. They are able to choose, well, we need to work on the relationship, or go cheat, I don't really care about you, whatever you want to do. They get a choice. So you're robbing them of their free will. And God gave all of his children free will. So you really are acting like God when you lie, because you're taking away free will from someone, okay? And so you rob them of time, because the time that they would be spending with you, you're spending, going fishing for another fish. The other thing, the last thing I'll talk about robbery and need for disclosure, is you've robbed them of their mind. Because lying, you cannot cheat without lying. And lying is a mind control to the other person. You are in a self-centered mindset, not thinking through what you're really doing, and you're just acting out on impulses, and you're robbing them of two things God gave them, which is free will, to know the truth instead of you lying and them trying to chase your lies, and the mental, basically a destructive place you put their mind in when the lying's going on. So when you're really trying to prove your love after adultery, you need to be willing to go through disclosure. Disclosure, I would always say, needs a third party like myself or somebody else that can walk you through it, because it can get very hostile, because there's a lot of pain going on for the spouse. But disclosure in its basic context is your ability to be willing to tell all the things as if your spouse was inside of all of those actions, and then be willing to answer any question that your spouse may have and not get aggravated. It will take a while for you to prove that love. Disclosure does not mean that the pain is over. Disclosure means it pushes y'all to the next level of that spouse deciding, okay, I'm going to work to try to forgive you, but you have to stay willing for at least a year and a half to answer any questions, stop robbing them of their mind, operate in integrity and character, try to be where you say you're gonna be, so that there's not that question, because you're trying to heal a soul that you have broken.